All right, welcome back. Happy Sunday. We're back down here in the basement. I think I mentioned in the last video that Anthony got some new toys in, so he's going to show you those. And I think overall we're just going to go through our setups kind of this year when it comes to different things, minus our packs because we're still trying to get those figured out.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll let you start us off with your goodies.
All right. Well, off the bat, I decided we knew it was a long-awaited process for me to find what stand I was going to use this year. So I did end up deciding on the X2s. Same as Bryce. XPO just has amazing products, and looking through, I can't tell you how many hours you and I both spent together looking at different brands, and I really fell in love with XOP stuff. Make great products. Messing around with Bryce's X2s, it was just given. I was going to go with these. Setup I am going to run though on these X2s differently than Bryce's, as you saw in the video about his DIY upgrade with paracord.
Yeah.
I believe it's a pretty smart idea. It's lightweight, it's quiet, it's not a struggle to deal with. A couple tweaks we could work out with it to pulling it on and off the tree easier.
Yeah.
But because of that, I am going to run the cams on my X2s this year. That way we can really test them and see how much of an upgrade it is, because I do believe it is major.
Yeah, still a couple ounces difference.
It's just the biggest thing to me is these cams are noisy. Throwing them around a tree, I struggle with my hands too, so I'm sure there's probably going to come a day where I'm going to accidentally let go of a cam or swing back, and it's just all that. So we're really going to test between the two of them. I went with the XOP Evolution. This is I think the smaller of the two. The Air Raid was the bigger one. This was last year's stand. It's my first year doing any sort of hang-on. So I went with the stand that I knew I could have a lot of room to play around on, since this is my first time using them in a tree. But once again, it's an XOP product. It was a no deal on that. We were going to go through with all XOP for my setup this year. Wish I would have probably went ahead and upgraded to what was the stand you were looking at, the new one?
The cold.
Yeah.
The cold war, cold something.
Because I will say this one is a little bit of weight to its side, but I'm perfectly fine with that in the idea that I have a lot of foot space on this.
Yeah. What is it? How tall is this part? Like when you do it out, how tall is it?
I can't remember exact spec, but these stands here, you set them flat, so your tree's here. Bump this up right here. Then your seat folds over.
Don't knock Bambi off.
Your seat folds over like this. As you see there, lots of foot room on the bottom. You have right here underneath your seat an adjustment for height depending on what angle you're at in the tree. Same goes here. Loosen these knobs here. You can fold this forward. They have some adjustment in them. 4 different angles of sitting against the tree. I'm really happy with this setup. I've messed with them a little bit, but I haven't really fully tried them out. But so far, I'm really happy, really excited about the X2 sticks and the Evolution stand for this year. It's going to give me a whole different new look on hunting.
So one question I was wondering. So these, pretty much you don't have to be on a flat tree.
No.
If your tree's angled this way, you can set on and you're pretty much
so if
flat.
If we do a mock-up here, say for some reason our tree's sitting at this angle.
Right.
And that's kind of on the steeper side of it, but say it is, obviously you're not going to want to sit in a tree like this.
Right.
So you loosen up your knobs here, and then we'll pull them down. You got to pull this up, I believe. Take the slack off of it. We're going to go ahead and set it down to that lowest setting.
Oh, shoot.
To where you now have a flatter base. And the same goes for your seat. can adjust it to whatever height the tree is and all that.
Nifty.
The really cool thing I like about this Evolution stand is if you see your seat here, so you can undo this seat, flip it around, and put this all the way up, and it's kind of like that, to where it gives you the backrest to say you want to stand up. You have that rest, the seat's out of your way. If you really wanted to, you can totally just get rid of the seat, have nothing there. These hooks on the side, stand up for 1 second. There's these hooks you see on the side. So say we're set up in a tree. These hooks are what your cushion attaches to. They're also a backpack hook. So you can put a backpack on that and move the seat any way you want, and the backpack's not going to fall off, or whatever you do decide to hang up there.
Nifty. I like that.
For me, though, this setup is not completely done. I'm most likely going to add a smaller pack that mounts to the bottom of the seat. Just kind of, because I don't know yet if I'm going to carry a backpack this year. I might carry a smaller one, but might also get the pack too, where I have little stuff under the seat, just out of the way. It's convenient.
Yeah.
And I have it there.
What do you got to do to tighten that down?
It's just that nut. I haven't tightened it down yet.
I like it.
Yeah, it's a really nice stand. I'm really happy with it. Long awaited.
Yeah. So my next question is: are you gonna run all 4 sticks? Are you going to get an 8er step? What's your plan with that?
At the moment, I'm probably going to run all sticks, or at least most of them.
You're just going to try to attach them to this somehow?
Yeah. So there's a couple products I need to buy from XOP still. So I'm going to buy the stand straps and most likely the J hooks. They sell this J hook kind of clamp that hooks into the stand right here. It gives you like a 4-inch bar clamp with a nut to where I can actually mock it up here for you. Hold it up there like that. The J hooks will actually go in and clamp your sticks to the stand as such. I think that's going to actually probably be a really good thing for me to purchase for these. That way they're stuck to the stand. I get in the woods, loosen the nut, and they're free. Throw them up on the stand. I still have yet to put the cams around the stuff to see exactly how it's all going to pack. I know that in your paracord upgrade on your X2s, that was one of the biggest things you see is when you wrap that strap around them.
Yeah.
The cams that come with these stands, they do take a big lot of room, but yeah, for now I'm going to run just the sticks this year. I might try something different later on the season or next year. I don't know quite yet.
Well, since Anthony's kind of shown you his setup on his stand, I'm doing something a little different. First we're both doing saddles. We're gonna go ahead and throw that out there. We're both doing a saddle. His is kind of like a, what's it called? Like a modified.
Yeah, it's a
hybrid set type thing.
Modified hybrid set.
So go ahead and show them what saddle you went with. Again, Anthony's never saddle hunted, which I hadn't either until last year. So he doesn't really know, what's the most comfortable thing out there. Whereas mine is comfortable, but it's not as comfortable as say the Tethereds or the Latitudes, ones like those. This is the first time I'm actually seeing this as well.
So yeah, this here, it was a process looking for a saddle. I ended up going with a saddle that you can buy on Amazon right now, and I want to believe it's the only one you can buy on Amazon. I don't know why, but there's a lot of this company on there, and I'm happy with the product. I haven't really quite used it yet, but I can just tell that it's not cheaply made. It's at least going to hold me in a tree.
Yeah, that's the biggest thing.
But the brand for this one is just called Hunt Armor. I think I paid somewhere in the books of $50-$60 for this saddle.
That's not bad at all.
Yeah, it is on the cheaper end. My biggest thing is I've never done saddle before. I don't even know if I'm gonna like it. Therefore, I didn't want to go spend a bunch of money on one just to never end up using again, if that is the decision. I most likely will be end up keeping this setup and using it for a while, just because only thing I know different from this is a ladder stand or one of the old 30-pound self-climbers. And I can tell you that maybe 20 pounds of stuff I brought down here for this, it's a no-brainer. I love this setup.
Yeah. So in mine, which obviously I've had a year under mine, so I can I've been tinkering with it. I tinker with everything I own. So I have the Hawk saddle. It's, it does what it needs to do. It comes with this big fat pouch, and then I actually got this pouch on Amazon. So I'll just break mine down real quick, and then I'll get into what I'm hunting, like saddle wise and stuff, stands. So you got your basic hook, just like Anthony's. You got your bridge down there, and then in my pouches I have all my ropes and stuff like that. So last year, I don't know if I mentioned a whole bunch, I did one sticking, a little bit different. So you got your big ball of rope, you got your Mad Rock. Still going to use all those this year, just because it's easier to get in and out of the tree, I think. Your back strap for support. I like using this especially in the mornings, when you're still super tired, you're not fully woken up yet. It's just nice to have an extra bit of support behind you so you can lay back, and if you happen to fall asleep like I do. That's all in the big pouch here. In the small pouch over here, I have my HYS strap for my bow, and different accessories, put that around there. Got my tethered hook that I got from their website, where I can hook my bow to it. And this one, I just keep my extra little, this is the original rope that came with it to put around the tree. I use it as an extra bridge. Not because I don't trust the bridge that's on it, it's just because I don't trust the bridge that's on it. I have, trust issues when it comes to stuff like that. It's starting to fray like everything else does. I'm super, super rough on everything I own. So for me, the more the merrier. If I have more rope, the better off I am. And I really don't feel like falling 25 foot out of a tree and smacking my face. So I like using extras. I always have, always will. So that shelves down there all by itself on that side. This side I got, again, I tinker. So instead of going and buying a super expensive bow rope, I made my own with some 5150 cord. Just shove it in there. It's about 25 foot worth, so I can go 25 foot up, and my bow's got a little bit of drag to it. So that's my, saddle set. So I'm using these two sticks right here. This has got the most amount of paracord on it, just in case if I decide to, use a fatter tree. Then I got that one, which has my aider on it. I'll get into that in a minute. In my setup, this is what I'm carrying in the woods whenever I'm going to do like a hanging hunt. So this is, my one stick that I used last year. I really enjoyed it. It's got a 2-step aider. That gets me 3 foot right there. Each one of these sticks should get you, I think it's like, 15 inches up alone. And so I decided, I got confident. I was like, I can make my own aider. Well, I made my own aider. It don't look the prettiest in the world, but it works. I went outside and I tested it once or twice, and it held me, and it got me up a little bit higher. And all it is paracord and electrical tape. So theoretically, this is going to be my first stick. This first stick should get me 6 foot up. Hopefully. So it should get me 6 foot up. This stick ought to be able to get me to the 10 foot ballpark range. I might add an aider to this one, I'm not sure yet. And then this one should get me right there around the 15. And I can one stick this one up if I want to. So it's all in, preference on what I decide when it comes to that. But this is what I'm going to be carrying in every day. So my pack and Anthony's pack is going to look a little bit different.
All right, so first year I remember using one of these. Seen it in other videos of us up at the archery course. I went ahead and purchased me a chesty for this year. I've wanted one in the past for just the simplicity of having everything on my chest. I hate being up at a tree stand and trying to dig around in my backpack for a rangefinder anything like that. It's all now on my chest. So I went with the Vortex one, just a basic, ones you see everywhere pretty much. Probably will go with an upgraded one next year. It has a little bit more gizmos and gadgets to it, but for now this one does me very well. It's easy to put on, easy to take off. Biggest complaint about it is on hot days it just is a sweat center, but other than that I love it. Yeah.
What kind of rangefinder binos are you using?
So the binos I'm using a set of Nikon 10x42s, just a pair I've had for probably 5-6 years now. I can't remember how much I paid for them or what exact model they are. Rangefinder, we're probably actually going to be doing a little shopping here soon, because rangefinder I'm still using, and I'll show it to you guys. She's about as old as I am. She's an old, can't even find a brand. It's called a Yardage Pro Sport. It's a Bushnell, actually. And I believe this was bought for golf. If I'm right, the lure behind this one was bought for golf. But I've used it for deer. They all work the same.
That is very true.
It's a beat up old thing. I probably am going to replace it. It does work fine, but I do want something a little bit newer, a little bit better. Something that's also not 9 volt.
Bino harness. I bought a new set of binos this year from Leupold. I actually bought the BX1 McKenzie's, the 12x50s. They're nice. They're big. They fit good in your hand. They fit good in there. You can see practically anything. Like I can look through the screen right now and see y'all. So they work pretty good. They got quick detach here. You can detach them. Maybe there it goes. So detach them quick. Slides right in. I keep this opens or closes. This flap right here. You can close it over top and it hooks to the bottom. This bottom piece right there. But I like it open because it's less to do. You just pull them right up, pop them right back down. So that's what I do. The front here I'm set up right now for, off season, like setting stuff up. Got my pencil to mark my yardages. I got my Allen key to change sights and everything like that. And then obviously some cloth to clean everything. So it comes like this, with this only. Take this camo thing out, act like you don't see it. It comes just like with this. So I've added this Nomad Bino holder right here. Bought it off Amazon. And it's got a nice little magnet thing where it can lock in and your rangefinder won't fall out. But even if it does fall out, you got a cool little dangle, as I like to call it. So I'm using the Redfield rangefinder. I've had it for years. It's always worked. Probably just need to replace the batteries in it once or twice and it's done fine. You can quick detach again. Slides right back down in there, and it's nice on my right side because you just pop it right up, get your range, and then slide it right back in. If you miss it, like I say, your dangle here, it only lets you go to your knee. So that's on that side. On this side, that's where I keep my release. I'm shooting the 3-finger spot hog. I think it's the woolly snapper or whatever it is.
Yeah.
I was shooting the 4-finger, but I messed with it and broke it. I backed the screw out completely, and now the screw won't go back in. So I bought a new one. Probably going to send that one off Spot Hog. Spot Hog's got a really good warranty service. If you break something that's theirs, they'll pretty much fix it for free and send it back to you. So I'm still in the process of getting that sent out. I just hadn't done it yet. So I like the 3-finger, though. It's nice and compact. It slides right down in the side part, and it's like it was never there. But that's my chesty rig for this year. Probably going to upgrade to something next year, maybe. I'm not sure yet.
For my release I'm shooting this year, I'm just shooting the Trophy Ridge Arch X. For some reason, I love this release to death. I haven't really tried any others, so kind of biased, but this thing, just ever since I've got my bow, which we're coming up on a year of me owning my bow. I actually bought the bow you see here.
We can get into that next.
I think the first week of bow is when
I
bought it last year, because I went out one hunt with my crossbow and was like, I'm done with this thing.
Yep.
It's so yeah, this is it, just base model. I love it. I can work with it. It can work with me. I probably might end up upgrading something here on because I'm starting to get sick of it being stuck to my wrist. It just, I don't do much with things on my arms anyway, so after a while it gets annoying and might look around. Probably going to just hunt with this season though, because I still don't have a kill on this bow yet. So
Yeah.
I am shooting the Bear Adapt. This here is the Hunt Publix branded bow. This bow here was a ready to hunt bow when I bought it. We've done a couple upgrades to it, as in off the bat, recently put a new sight on it. Long awaited purchase.
Oh yeah.
I should have done it. I actually probably should have done it the day I bought the bow. The sight we had on it was just a run-of-the-mill trophy ridge, had a plastic housing. We were sighting this bow in every time we shot, and it was getting annoying. So the other day I looked at price. We're like 15 minutes from the local archery store. I said, let's go. So we went and bought it. This bow is set up to 60 pounds at the moment. I kind of got it maxed out all the way around. I got it maxed out on poundage and draw length because I have an insane draw length on this thing.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's right at 31.
Yeah,
it's right about it?
Somewhere around there, yeah. Because your arrows are cut at 31.
Mm-hmm. And it, like I said, it's maxed out on the poundage too. I plan on upgrading this bow to where I can pull 70. I believe I have to replace the cam though. For the most part, I love this bow. It's one of the best purchases I've made in a long time. Granted, it is my first one, but I mean, as you saw where Bryce got his tail kicked the other day in the video, she treats me very well. But hoping to finally get her first kill on video this year.
Yeah.
It's going to happen some way, somehow, whether it's
110%.
Whether it's a doe or what.
100%. The V3, Matthew uses a 31-inch ambush green, shooting the CBE, the 3-pin, the Engage Hybrid, with the the Q80 drop away rest. Pretty basic to what they kind of sell. Haven't really upgraded much. Just put a nose button on here just because I was having a hard time finding my anchor point with a thumb release. The one thing I don't do, which I've explained before in the videos, is I don't run a normal metal tape. I like to make my own. That way I can really fine point. Like I know I can put a mark and I can know for a fact that that's where I'm gonna hit my best shot at. So that's what I'll be hunting with this year. Like I say, nothing's really changed. I don't do the whole stabilizer stuff just because I think it's more to take in. I know a lot of people say it helps. If anything, I probably need to just put some black tape around my grip here where my grip's coming off. But other than that, she's treated me well for the last couple of years. Killed a couple deer with it. It's just a nice bow you can grow with. So, but that's my bow for this year, and that's what I'm gonna be sticking to for the rest. I just did a video on a unboxing from Lancaster where I unboxed these dead meats that I got. Those are the V1s. So on the back of those, I'll be shooting the VAP, the V6. They're the 6mm, 4mm. Hold on.
I think they're 4.
They might be. It don't say. Anyways, 300 spine. These things are quick. They're pretty quick. They're stiff for the most part. They're FMJs. Got a 50 grain outsert on the end here. I like to cut and fletch my own, so that's what I've been doing here. I get them uncut and everything like that from Lancaster, and I do everything at home. Just because I know for a fact that if my arrow screws up, it's on me. It's not on somebody else, and I can't get mad at that person. I just gotta get mad at myself. But fletching wise, I got blazers. I got the red, white, and blue one as my top. That way I know it's my indicator and he's going top. And then I got the white blazer that don't tread on me with the little rattlesnake. Got those on there just for aesthetic. And then, like I say, on front of these, I'm shooting the V1, the dead meats.
I'm either going to be shooting the G5 dead meat V2s or the mega meats. Most likely going to be the V2 dead meats. Just seeing the V1s firsthand and all that, these things just look nasty. I know through a couple of the videos and stuff I've read about them, they're just overall probably one of the best broadheads out on the market right now. Especially being a mechanical broadhead, they're just insane with how sharp they come from factory. So I'll most likely be shooting the same broadhead, but just the V2 version. For my arrow, I'm shooting the Easton Aftermaths with the carbon aftermaths. This is I believe this is still a 6.5 millimeter arrow, but she's long. These are what I'm shooting this year. These are not going to stay though, because I believe that these arrows are discontinued as well. I was going to order a bunch of blanks, have Bryce build me some, and I can't find them blank, so
He's going to come to the dark side.
I've been looking at some of the Victory TKOs. They've been taking my heart lately out of all the ones on the market.
Just come on over.
I
Come on
might.
over.
Let my wallet sit a little bit. But
I hear you on that one. I hear you.
yeah, your last arrow order was pretty up there.
I don't want
wasn't
to talk about it. They're expensive, okay? But I've only lost 2.
It's the thing too that you're building them.
Yeah.
Like it.
I can make them how I want them.
Yeah.
That's my biggest thing, and that's what I like about it. Is I'd rather spend $15 rather than $7 on an arrow. I can't believe I just said that. If I know that I can put exactly what I want on it, I can cut it to the exact length that I want it. Like this. If I draw back, if you watching a couple of the videos, this collar cuts off right at the end of my rest. So I'm getting as short of an arrow as possible. All right, so I have that much sticking out. That's less drag than what like yours, Pro Shop cut it, and you have 3 inches of drag on the front that don't need to be there.
Yeah.
So I have less drag, and it's faster. So I win. Just straight up, I win.
Well, I can tell you too, I don't know if we've caught some of it on the archery course videos, but the arrows that he's shooting they're nasty fast. We spent a couple times on a couple targets digging these arrows out of the target because they penetrate so deep. Yeah. It's just insane. And some of the targets we're shooting out there, mine maybe sink maybe 5 to 6 inches deep, where his are plumb through going through it, and we're trying to dig through the middle of the target to find them.
And which a lot of that too is that outsert.
Yeah.
The 50 grain, that adds a lot of weight up front. So.
Plus on a 4 mil arrow too. I think it's just ripping through the air.
And I've had pretty good luck with these outserts not coming out. And the fletching's not really ripping off. I mean, I shot through that one target up there, and the fletching's, the only part that ripped was these. Like this part, it didn't rip off the shaft. And that's what happens when you use super glue. And super glue we trust. That's all I gotta say. Super glue and electrical tape. But I think that's
everything I got.
I think that's everything I got. So I think that's all for this one. Appreciate y'all watching. If you see anything here that you want to ask further questions about, leave a comment. I know that the last video I said something about broadheads and stuff like that. If you have any broadheads that you would like for us to test out so you don't have to spend the money on, don't comment, because I'm not spending the money on them. I'm just kidding. No, I don't mind. I really like those, though. They shoot really well. So, other than that, I'm trying to put everything back here. Other than that, if you don't mind, it helps us out a lot. If you like and subscribe, go subscribe to us on our Instagram, our Spotify,
for our
podcast. We got a TikTok that we've been uploading a little bit on, not a whole bunch. And then, obviously, again, Shopify if you want one of our nice handy-dandy stickers that we have here. I think these are, 2.5 by 4 inches, maybe?
Yeah, something around
something like that. Yeah.
They fit real good on the car window.
Oh, yeah.
They're too small. You can see them from a distance.
Oh, yeah. Anthony would know. He put it on the car.
Yep, I did put it
I
on
didn't,
my
I didn't
car.
put one on my car. But no, other than that, if you have any questions, leave a comment. We'll be happy to answer anything you have and potentially make a video on it.
Or if there's anything here today that you want to see us actually put into use and see how it works, let us know. We can do that too.
Yeah, for sure. But other than that, hope you'll have a great Sunday, and we'll see you next time.